When you have a name like BigXThaPlug and people know you for being a bigger guy, because it's a part of your brand, I guess, does it, like, have you considered trying to, like, get a little healthier?
Nah, yeah, I've been telling everybody I was gonna start hitting the gym.
Because you're a big motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, but I can move, though.
No, you can't. Listen, I see it.
I can.
But
still
we talked about you living to 80 earlier. Like, we want you to live till 80, dog.
But it's like, if that's the case, my weight wouldn't even be the issue. It's more like me partying. Like,
when
I
liquor,
drink, I drink.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that'll be the problem. So it's like I could lose weight and still not make it to 80 because we done partied for
because you're drinking
70
fucking
years
Don
straight.
Julio 7 nights a week. Yo, have you noticed everyone's drinking Don Julio Repo now, though, instead of...
Because the dude that should do the Don Julio.
But they stopped drinking the George Clooney shit, the Casamigos.
Yeah, Casamigos is trash now. That was my shit. I ain't gonna lie. That was my shit.
Yeah.
It was on my rider, 2 Casamigos and 1 bottle of Hennessy. You want a 30-minute set, anywhere from 70 to 100. Just a regular club owner. We'll show love to the streets, so like anywhere from 50, but you getting like a 15, 20-minute set. Me and Sauce, they called him. He told us what studio he was at. I pulled up on him, conversated with him. He said, I had already did songs with some of his artists, Rizzo. Who else did I do a song with? Nobody else? Well, it was just a bunch of his people was reaching out to me, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess he had heard of me already. I found out what studio he was at. I pulled up, we chopped it up. And by the end of the night, we was at our studio. I think that was an all-night studio session. We made 2 songs that night. And we was there till like 7 in the morning. Yeah, that was my first damn near 24-hour session. Yeah, just being in the studio 24 hours. That was my
with
first
Sauce
time.
And his artist is crazy.
Yeah. It was like it was multiple artists. It was just a work day. We was just working. Yeah, I'm just rapping about what I'm going through at that time. Like I said, if everything was giggles and everything was going great, I would be rapping about how everything was going great, but it's not. So that's what I'm rapping about. Now, next year when I drop another album, if you know what I'm saying, I'm at the highest peak of my career, all my artists is doing well, we pulling up in lamb trucks and this, that, and the other, that's what I'll be talking about. But if it's still hard and we still going through it, that's what we're gonna be talking about. I'm not finna just make something up.
The story surrounding Z the Wizard's death was never just about a club shooting. From the moment the footage hit the internet, something felt off. People weren't just asking who fired the shots, they were asking why the answers felt incomplete. Some believe Z was taken out by ops. Others think the truth is far messier, pointing toward chaos, panic, and a trigger pulled from the same side he trusted. And now, with law enforcement quietly digging deeper, the spotlight is starting to drift back toward BigXThaPlug. Not as a suspect, but as someone who may know more than he's letting on. Because what really happened that night didn't start in the parking lot. It started just after 3:45 in the morning on January 1st, 2026. Dallas was still buzzing from New Year's celebrations when shots rang out in the parking lot of Pink House, a brand new after-hours club near Empire Central and North Stemmons Freeway. The venue had just opened its doors that night, flipping from an old spot into what was supposed to be the city's newest lit destination. Inside, the energy was high. BigXThaPlug was posted up with his people, celebrating another massive win. Z the Wizard had just finished rocking the stage. Both were on top of their game, stepping into what was supposed to be an even bigger year. Then everything went left. Gunfire erupted outside. 4 people were hit. One of them was Z the Wizard. He took a bullet to the head. Within seconds, chaos swallowed the scene. People ran, security scrambled, phones came out, and then came the clip that would spread everywhere. BigXThaPlug's raw reaction, his voice cracking as he tried to process what he was seeing. They shot Z in the head. What the Pain, disbelief, and shock all hit at once. The video moved across X, Instagram, and TikTok almost instantly. With it came rumors. Some pages claimed Z was gone on the spot. That wasn't true. He was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support. But by the time the internet corrected itself, the damage was already done. Z held on for 5 long days. His family begged people to fall back, asking for space while they prayed for a miracle. Those days felt endless. Then, on January 5th, 2026, the news everyone feared finally landed. Zed the Wizard passed away at just 25 years old. The Dallas rap scene lost one of its brightest rising stars. BigXThaPlug lost someone he wasn't just working with, but someone he genuinely believed in. And as the city mourned, the questions only got louder. To understand how things reached that point, you have to rewind to what allegedly happened inside the club before the shooting. According to multiple accounts, tension sparked during Z's performance. He was throwing money into the crowd, a normal move at club appearances, but word is some of that bread landed on the wrong people. What should have been nothing turned into words. Words turned heated. The situation escalated near the bathroom area, and security stepped in. The offended group got kicked out. But the issue didn't end there. It just moved outside. Reports say that once people were thrown out, Z's crew went back to their cars and grabbed their straps. Allegedly, they ran down on the other group in the parking lot. That's when everything exploded. A full shootout broke out in seconds. Witnesses described multiple shooters, but multiple weapons and pure chaos. Handguns, what some said sounded like choppers. Nobody had control. And in that confusion, Z the Wizard was hit. That's where the story takes its most uncomfortable turn. As footage circulated, some people began slowing it down, analyzing angles, and pointing out something disturbing. One clip appeared to show someone from Z's own side firing recklessly while backing away. That sparked a theory nobody wanted to accept, that Z may have been hit by friendly fire. Not a targeted hit, not an execution. Just a catastrophic mistake in the middle of a retaliatory exchange. Bullets don't come with names. They don't care who you are or what side you're on. And if that theory holds weight, it reframes the entire tragedy. While the investigation continued, one thing became clear. Z the Wizard was far more than a headline tied to a viral clip. He was a rising artist with real momentum. Born Z. Curry Cannon Grant Fields, he came up in the Oak Cliff and DeSoto areas of Texas, raised mostly by his mother, Leanne Grant. He used to call her his third heartbeat. Before music, football was his path. He had the size, speed, and drive to go far, until an injury rerouted his life. That pivot changed everything. Z started dropping music around 2023, building a name off consistency and authenticity. His sound wasn't about chasing drill trends or shock value. It blended melody with reflection, ambition with realism. His debut album, WIS Who Is Z, dropped in 2024 and put him on the local map. He followed it up with Wiz the Dawn and Words of Wisdom. Tracks like Boston, Chevy, and Hate It or Love It steadily gained traction. Then came the moment that changed his trajectory, signing with Future's Free Bands label in August 2025. That deal opened doors most independent artists never see. Co-signs followed. Meek Mill showed love. BigXThaPlug stood beside him. The Dallas Observer named him one of the top 25 DFW rappers of 2025. People were calling 2026 his breakout year. But Z wasn't just focused on music. He was a father of two. He gave back to his community. Weeks before his death, he organized a toy drive for kids in his hood. His day ones described him as someone with a heart of gold, somebody who wanted more for his people than the cycle he grew up in. That's what made his death hit so hard, especially considering he wasn't pushing beef or dissing anyone. By most accounts, he died because a small moment spiraled out of control. As grief spread, attention started drifting toward the environment surrounding BigXThaPlug, not because he was accused of pulling a trigger, but because his rise had come with nonstop pressure. Big X's journey from a troubled past to becoming the biggest name in Dallas rap was well known. By 2025, he'd gone platinum, crossed genres, launched his own imprint, and positioned himself as someone pushing unity instead of division. But success brings eyes, and eyes bring smoke. The most talked about conflict in his career was with Lil CJ Casino. That tension traced back to street politics and a studio incident where CJ claimed he was licked for jewelry, cash, and a hard drive with unreleased music, including Big X's tracks. When Big X's camp moved quickly to recover the files, and suspicion exploded. Diss tracks followed. Instagram lives got heated, screenshots circulated. Though both sides later claimed the beef was squashed, the underlying tension never fully disappeared. Then there was Big Yavo, who accused Big X of biting his "the largest" catchphrase. That situation stayed more industry-based than street-based, but it added noise. And right after Z was shot, another situation popped off. This time with finesse 2 times. A feature clearance dispute turned public, then personal. Apologies were made, taken back, and capped off with a wild $500,000 boxing challenge that felt more like a headline grab than real smoke. The timing couldn't have been worse. None of these beefs directly caused Z's death. but they painted a picture of non-stop tension surrounding Big X's world. When you move through spaces where egos, e-money, and street politics overlap, violence is always one argument away. And that night, it didn't matter who intended what. The venue itself also came under fire. Pink House had just opened as an after-hours spot, and people were already questioning the security. How did so many people walk in strapped? Why was the parking lot allowed to turn into a war zone? When the club posted online flexing how much money they made that night, the backlash was instant. People felt it was foul to celebrate profits when someone was fighting for their life. Dallas police later revealed they received over 700 calls related to celebratory gunfire that night alone. Liquor, weapons, and emotions mixed into one volatile moment. As of mid-January 2026, no arrests had been made. All police confirmed they were reviewing footage from over 30 cameras inside the club and nearby businesses. Witnesses were questioned, angles were analyzed, but the motive remained unclear. Whether Z was hit by enemy fire or friendly fire stayed unanswered. And BigXThaPlug stayed mostly silent, not because he didn't care, but because grief doesn't always translate into statements. The candlelight vigil on January 11th said more than any press release could. Nearly 100 people gathered, all dressed in blue. Z's mother led a serenity prayer through her pain. Pastor Ricky Rush spoke on gun violence. The crowd chanted, "This life matters." No ops showed up. No drama popped off. Just mourning, just love, just loss. The footage of Big X's reaction that night still lingers because it showed something people don't often see. The cost of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The cost of visibility. Club appearances are essential for rappers trying to build careers. New Year's events bring the biggest bags and the biggest crowds. But they also bring risk. Every rapper knows it. They take it anyway. Because staying home doesn't move the needle in an industry that rewards presence over protection. Z the Wizard's music is still streaming. His numbers climbed after his passing, a bittersweet pattern in hip-hop. New listeners are discovering his catalog, realizing too late what was lost. His children will grow up hearing stories about who their father was. BigXThaPlug will carry that New Year's night with him for the rest of his career. R and Dallas rap will keep moving forward, even with another name added to the list of artists taken too soon. The story of Z the Wizard isn't just about who pulled the trigger, it's about how fast things can unravel, how one misunderstanding can end a life, how potential can be erased in seconds, and how silence, grief, and unanswered questions can linger long after the music stops. Rest in peace to Z the Wizard. Thoughts and prayers to his family, his kids, and everyone who loved him. And no matter what the investigation ultimately reveals, one truth won't change. A rising star was lost, and the city felt it.